This has absolutely nothing to do with politics.
And I'd like to impeach the bastard right now.
This is about preventing a potentially disastrous outcome from occurring next year.
An imposter.
He really should be punished.
That charlatan in the White House.
We're going to impeach the motherfucker.
I am not running for anything except the impeachment of Trump.
We cannot accept a second term for Donald Trump.
If we don't impeach this president, he will get reelected.
This has absolutely nothing to do with politics.
There's no such thing, really, as double jeopardy in an impeachment trial because it's political.
Exactly.
Suppose he gets reelected, but you're right, and you win back the Senate in a big way. If you did that, would you be inclined to take a second bite of the apple and reintroduce the exact same impeachment articles and then send it through again a second time if you have a Democratic Senate on your side?
So, yes, but I don't think it would be exactly the same.
Where I fall into the inquiry, the allegations against the president are incredibly serious.
The allegation is incredible bullshit. It's crap. It's crap. You think the same about it's a lie. It's all lies.
Okay, so no one has dispelled or attempted to dispel or provide evidence that would exonerate the president.
He hasn't done nothing. He hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't done nothing. Did you really say that? He hasn't done nothing. We get some time to speak to. You have just about as silly as a stain on the blue dress. Thank you. Y'all have been trying to impeach this man since he got elected.
You want to talk about election corruption? We'll talk to Hillary.
I think this conversation would like to continue, but we'll move to the next one.
Let our votes count. Don't take them away.
Myself and 6 other members of the freshman class in Congress, all former military or former CIA, wrote a joint op-ed and came out in support of an impeachment inquiry. And I wanted you to know from me, on why it was I made that decision. I know that clearly there's lots of disagreement in the room, but what I owe you as your representative is to be open and transparent about how I made this decision, so I wanted to tell you about it. As you know, there have been people who have been calling for impeachment for a long time, even before I got into Congress in January. And I have not been supportive of an impeachment inquiry up until now. That includes after April, when the Mueller report came out, and when Robert Mueller came and testified. For many, many months, frankly, probably some folks in this room have been calling my office and asking me to call for an impeachment inquiry. And I did not feel like it was the right thing for the country. But I will tell you that for me, it did change, and it changed based on the information that came out in the past couple of weeks. Very specifically, the issue that got to me was this idea that the president, the most powerful man in the world, reached out to a foreign leader, and asked him to dig up dirt on an American, on a political. This is
Fake news. Don't
So-
buy into it. He's your president.
Wait, you can't hear Elissa.
So this is something the president himself acknowledged. This is something that the president's lawyer acknowledged. He's not disputing that fact. What he is disputing, and I acknowledge it completely, is whether there was a quid pro quo, a trade for our military assistance in exchange for information and dirt. And that is to be determined. Okay, that is to be determined. But I'm telling you, from my perspective, that idea that we would reach out to a foreigner, which again, the president acknowledged, and we would ask for dirt in an American political election was too much for me.
No, he's looking into corruption. Corruption.
So I made the decision because for me, I can't allow that idea, as someone who served in the CIA, who has a husband who served 30 years in the military, a daughter, a stepdaughter in the military now, that idea that we would go out to a foreigner and ask for information, for help in an election in the United States, the next step is a Democratic president.
Foreign leaders
reaching out to
exchange
China
that all the
or to
time.
North Korea.
Foreign leaders help each other all the time.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
They helped Biden.
And for me, it was extremely.
Our representative.
She's our representative, and we want answers.
Okay, I'm going to continue talking, and I am.
We don't want lies.
I'm going to take questions at the end, so if we can all just give me a second, I'm happy to take your questions.
This has absolutely nothing to do with politics.
And I'd like to impeach the bastard right now.
This is about preventing a potentially disastrous outcome from occurring next year.
An imposter.
He really should be punished.
That charlatan in the White House.
We're gonna impeach the motherfucker.
I am not running for anything except the impeachment of Trump.
We cannot accept a second term for Donald Trump.
If we don't impeach this president, he will get reelected.
This has absolutely nothing to do with politics.